See if I'm streaming there. Might be streaming or not sure. All right, I think we're live now. I think we're live for sure. All right, let's see if anyone's gonna join. So today I'm gonna go over overall market. QQQ is gonna be pretty important for the overall market, along with SPY. And then I'll go over some individual names that I'm looking at for this week or for tomorrow. Um, and yeah, hopefully everybody had a good day today. Hopefully you didn't trade too much. It was a little choppy, but if you did, hopefully you made some money. All right, first thing I'm gonna go over is QQQ. All right, so we're pretty much at the same spot that we left off on. What day was this? February 3rd. Um, so we were looking for a daily bounce to shape up. So we had this move here, up here, and then we were looking for a bounce over that high of February 3rd, and then for it to continue up, up towards this high up here. But as you can see, that didn't shape up. We're on the daily chart, and we're looking for a daily bounce there. So on, I think that was Friday. What day is the 3rd? That was Thursday. So on Thursday, we were looking uh, for a 1 hour. I think we're looking for on the 1 hour chart. We're looking for this bear flag to confirm. I mean, bull flag to confirm upwards. Upwards there. Okay. So there was this bear flag here, and we ended up gapping down the next morning off of, I don't know, maybe some earnings, maybe the Facebook earnings, I guess. Uh, and it proceeded to go up. Couldn't break that range again on Friday. And on Friday, I thought this would be another bull flag, but it turned out it wasn't. We just did the same thing. So we're pretty much just tightening up in this range between 353 and 361-ish. Right, you guys see that the red line and then the yellow line down there. Um, so that's what we're doing for today as well. We're bouncing right off that at the end of the day. Today we had a dump. So all these days I was kind of looking bullish on QQQ, and it just ended up not being able to break above this red line and just staying within this range pretty much. Um, it seems like we're going to be stuck in that range unless what I'm looking at for tomorrow and for the week is on is this. This is what I'm looking at. I put this up earlier. All right, so we've got the QQQ holdings, and as you can see here, Facebook and Google pretty much make up like 11 to 12% of QQQ. Um, so those are two names that are performing really bad on this list. You know, Tesla's just doing its thing, just grinding within a range. Amazon has been going up, and then these two are pretty much, I haven't really looked at them, but they're not going up or down much. So that's what I'm looking at there for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, I think what's going to be important is Facebook and Google to get going here. So I'll go over Google first. So it's on a 1 hour downtrend. I got a lot of lines on here, but bear with me. I'll delete some of them that aren't that important. So if you can see this here, ran up for earnings and now it's just like on a 1 hour slow grind down. So slow grind down, right? So eventually what we want to see shape up here is maybe it's gonna go for this gap fill. I don't know. So come down to this gap fill area, do something like this, and then shape up a trend change, like a inverse head and shoulder type of trend change. Or even tomorrow, it could head up and then you've got a low there, 1 hour low, and then another one there, and you would have another one there. If we can manage to do that in the pre-market, that would be great, but I'm not too sure on that. So that's what we're looking at. Google, and then the other Google as well probably looks about the same as this one. So let's see. I'm not actually sure if it looks the same. I'm just assuming. So I think, yeah, these are going to be the most important stocks for tomorrow. Facebook. Yeah, so it looks the same as the other one. So let's look at Facebook. And Facebook's the one that worries me more. This one, it might get filled, but it's relatively close. All right, so Facebook had a huge dump from earnings, and then there's like more bearish news about something about Europe. They're having problems in with data or something. Who knows if that's relevant or not, but we're at a support level here, this 223.50 level. And then there's another support down here at around 207. So this one might be a good one to play either direction, right? If we can get a bounce tomorrow, that'll be a good move up to 244. It can get up to, or eventually the gap fill. But this is gonna be a good one for this week. And the thing that's worrying me about this one is, for one, this next level is, you see how this is pretty thin here. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is pretty thin here. There's not a lot of action in this area, right? I guess back here maybe there was. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's the next support that I'm looking at there. And then I guess what worries me is there's another little gap down here under 200, so that's another 25% away, so that kind of worries me. Um, but we can zoom into this to see what kind of pattern it has going on. Pretty much same as Google, just a uh, 1 hour downtrend, right? Right here tried to break over it, and then it just failed, and now we're just 1 hour downtrend. So we need to change that ASAP if QQQ is gonna have any chance to go up. Um, right, we need to bounce off this level pretty hard. All right, so if tomorrow you see this bouncing and it's getting over this level here, 228, then that'll be bullish. You'll see some bullish action on QQQ maybe. Shape up and then try to do like a double bottom here or something down here at the 223.50 level. Um, so that's what I'm looking at there for Facebook. And then on the other hand, obviously, if it goes under this 223 level, then we'll look for it to go down here. I don't know if it'll go all the way down to 207. I mean, it's already pretty beat up on all time frames. Uh, yeah, every time frame is going to be beat up on this one. The 4 hour, is down at 25 RSI. The 1 day is down at 22, so it's pretty beat up as it can be. So I'm thinking it'll bounce off this 223 level, but if it doesn't, then we can map out some other levels maybe. Maybe this one here, 218. But ultimately, guys, I think this 207 is like a solid support where it might land if it does fall under there. But I think it should bounce tomorrow. Uh, but obviously, I have no idea, right? Nobody knows what's gonna happen. All right, so that's one of the names that I was looking at for tomorrow, Google and Facebook. And the one I've been looking at uh, as of lately a lot is Tesla. Tesla's got this little consolidation that it's got going on right now. So overall, it's looking for the same bounce on the daily as QQQ. So if QQQ can shape that up, this can go higher once it breaks this 947 area. Yeah, so it's got this pattern that's condensing. You can see it better maybe like on a 30-minute time frame. Today we had rejection up here at 947 and went down all the way, and then it just kind of consolidated here in a little bear flag pattern, and it fell through at the end of the day, and then now it's kind of doing another bear flag there. So if it breaks down below the low of today, that's going to be bearish, and I can see it hitting down here, this 890 level. And on the other hand, if we can bounce, so calls or puts for Facebook tomorrow. So for Facebook, I think calls for sure. If it can bounce off that 2350 level. And then same thing here. If it can stay above the low of today, um, I expect it to kind of stay in this range until QQQ can break out of the range too, right? So it's all going to depend on QQQ, Facebook, um, breaking out of that range. And for that to happen, we're going to need some bullish action on Facebook. Uh, so, so yeah. So to answer that question for calls or puts on Facebook tomorrow, I would say calls definitely if it's over 2350, right? There's support here. If it can stay above that, calls, and if it breaks below convincingly with the volume, then obviously uh, you might consider puts, but this is already pretty beat up, guys. So I would say calls would be my preference to play on this. All right, so Tesla that has a potential to squeeze higher or lower depending on this triangle pattern that we have here. All right, so that was pretty simple. Triangle. If it stays within the triangle, it's just squeezing, and it's pretty predictable by you know by calls down here, uh, puts up here. But if it breaks either of those levels, then you want to be out pretty quick. All right, so what's another name that I want to check out for today? Or if you guys have any names that you guys want to check out, let me know in the live chat. So if not, I'll just go through this. So we have Peloton, Enphase. Kevin was bullish on Enphase, so we'll check that out. I haven't really looked at it too much today. So let's go over Peloton. I traded that one today, so we can go over that. So let's see, where is that Peloton? Just type it up here. Peloton, AMD. AMD is a good one, but I like NVDA better. We'll go over that one in a bit. All right, so Peloton. What do you have on Peloton? So I traded this one today here on I think I was on the 5 minute. So we had this big run up for what was this? Was some news about being bought out. All right, so right away you can see that this is going to the downside a little bit on if you look at the 1 hour. All right, so we had this 1 hour high, and then we had a lower high, and here's our low. So if you can visualize this is on a 1 hour downtrend, right? Lower highs, lower lows. So this is on a 1 hour downtrend, and I spotted that out in the morning, right? This is a pre-market right here. All right, so I think I started trading this around 29 level, I think. So let's look at the 5 minute. So right here we caught a little bounce off that support. All right, inability to break, to create a 5 minute uptrend. So we had this high, and then this high couldn't get over. And once we broke this level here, 5 minute low, that was a clear entry for puts for the whole day until this point down here. You see how the 5 minute it ended up going over that high there. So at that time, that's when I got out of this. And for this one's going to be pretty easy for tomorrow. It's still on that 1 hour downtrend. So tomorrow, what you can do is if you want to play this one for earnings, I would, scalp it during the day or day trade it, whatever, um, and zoom out to the 1 hour time frame here. 1 hour time frame. You've got your high up here, way up here. I don't know why that's so high after. Is that aftermarket? Oh no, that's that dump at the end of the day, right? So it would have been good to probably short it at the end of the day. But you can still play this tomorrow. Um, so what you're gonna be looking at is it's on a 1 hour downtrend, and it's probably on a nice 5 minute downtrend as well. Not really. Kind of lost it there. So you can play off of this level tomorrow. Depending on where we open tomorrow, if it rejects off $30, then you can play some puts on it. If it goes over, then honor your stop loss on that $30. But I'm thinking this one's gonna continue this 1 hour downtrend, and at the very least, it's gonna get under or test this 27, like $28 level. So that's like a $2 move on a $30 stock. So about 8-9% or something like that. So that might be something good, and this is good for smaller accounts as well. So just keep an eye on $30. If it can reject from there in the morning, it might be good for some puts, and then you can take your profit or play that for earnings because it's tomorrow after the close. All right. So I'm bearish on Peloton for tomorrow at least. I don't know what earnings is gonna bring. Um, yeah, being bought out by Nike or Amazon, but that's not guaranteed. Or you know, it's kind of dangerous to play puts, I guess, on that if there is actual news. So be careful with that one, guys. So let's see. So you want to look at AMD? Let's look at AMD. All right. Zoom out to the 1 day because I did look at NVDA, and that one looked pretty bullish. So let's see if this is showing me the same thing. All right, this one's showing me the same thing, except there's this gap down here from the earnings. That could be support, but what I'm seeing here is it's confirmed a daily uptrend, right? So we came down at some point and it's made a huge move to the upside with the earnings, and we've got an uptrend, right? A daily uptrend. So now what we're looking for here is for this uptrend to continue tomorrow, right? And eventually, hopefully, can get over what is this 130. So that's the earnings after the day after earnings. That's where it ended, 130, where it ended up pulling back. So let's see what we can see on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour time frame, I'm seeing that it's losing the 1 hour time frame here. If you can see here, we had our 1 hour low there, and now we've lost that level, right? Lost that level right around what level was this? 123.80. So we kind of lost that 1 hour uptrend, which is not good, right? If we want to continue up. So that tells me that there's the buyers are getting, tired towards this direction. So for tomorrow, what I would look to play on this one is the 123 level. If we can, if we cross under that, that's going to be bearish. I can see some continuation to the downside. And on the other hand, if we can get over this 1 hour high, um, then that might be bullish, right? Might continue up that way, but it's already losing the 1 hour time frame. And what that tells me is that we're kind of going to consolidate here, in my opinion. We're There's no clarity because you're looking for the 1 hour to continue up, and you might get choppiness like down here. So right here, bounced on the 1 hour, came down here and then broke it, and then it's just choppiness, right? There's no direction. So it might be choppy for this one tomorrow, to be honest. Um, let's see Nvidia. Does the 1 hour hold more weight than the 5 minute chart? Um, yes and no. It depends what you're looking at. If you're looking for a something like this, so you see how Nvidia is coming down and you're looking for a bounce somewhere, then the 5 minute holds more weight, right? If you're trying to catch a bounce, you're not going to catch it on the 1 hour because it's kind of hard to see. So you would, if you're trying to catch a bounce, the 5 minute is more important. And even more important is the 1 minute, but the 5 minutes pretty important. So you see here, had a 5 minute low there, bounced up, then came back down. So here, so you had this low here, and then it started making higher highs on the 5 minute. So once it does that, um, you look for the spot where it's failing that. So like right here, you can see that it's failing the 5 minute. And what I mean by failing the 5 minute is that so our last 5 minute higher low compared to the last one is up here, right? So you expect the next bounce to continue like this, right? So in this case, it didn't. It lost it down there, right? So what I do is zoom out through every time frame. Once the 5 minute is lost, then you zoom out to the 1 hour, and then you're looking for a 1 hour, uh, pretty much a 1 hour higher low, right? Which this one is doing. So if you see that on the 1 hour, we're on the 1 hour right now. So you've got high there and it's going up, and then tomorrow we can expect it to go up again, hopefully, right? If it breaks down below the last 1 hour low under this level, then that's bearish, right? So for this, I think Nvidia is a little more bullish from what I can see, right? It's still on that 1 hour uptrend. So you can do two things for this one. This is at 245, around 245. If you wanted to hop into Nvidia, um, depending on where this opens, you just set your stop at 245. It can't go under that, otherwise that's bearish. And then on the other hand, if you wanted to play this bearish, you would wait for it to get up to this level, 251, and see what it does up there. If it rejects, then you might, it's like a double top, right? And then it might come back down under 245. But this one's still holding the 1 hour uptrend. So I'm pretty bullish on Nvidia, and I think they have earnings coming up soon. On February 16th. So when is that? Next Wednesday. So yeah, and I like Nvidia a little more than AMD as of right now, right? Because you can see this one's holding that 1 hour uptrend with the support pretty close by at 245, so like $2 away. So that might be a good one to play bullish. And then on the daily, it's got the same uptrend on the daily, right? Daily, and then this was the low for the daily around 235, and you can expect it to head above this 258, 260 level. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for Nvidia. Let's see AMD again, just for reference. I think it lost the 1 hour, right? Is that what I said? So yeah, same 1 hour, I mean 1 day uptrend, but then the 1 hour is weak, right? 1 hour is weak here. You see how it already lost, kind of got lost there. Um, but maybe if it holds this one, we can count that one. I don't know. Let's see. So if it stays over 122 and it can make a higher high above these two levels, then maybe this one could be bullish too, but it doesn't look like it from what I'm seeing there. So I don't like that one. All right, so let's look at Enphase. How do I feel about Nvidia earnings? Um, let's look at that Nvidia. So NVDA is gonna be kind of like depending on Facebook and Google and QQQ to go up because it's also part of that sector. Um, so if this can't make it up, it's gonna be because of Google and Facebook and QQQ. But let's look at the earnings, past earnings, and I mean it's a good company. I feel like a lot of people are like a lot more people are streaming, you know, gaming, and you need all these NVIDIA chips for that, processors or whatnot. So they had a good earnings here. You can see it gapped up on the last one. The last one also gapped up before that. And then May also went up afterwards, kind of went sideways. And then down here, let's see. What happened on this one? This one actually caused it to go down. when was this? March 2021. This kind of didn't do much, and this one up. So I think this one's more bullish than bearish on earnings days. Like I looked at the Google one, and the Google one was like every time earnings happened, it went up. So that was a good one to play calls on. This one went down on earnings, and this time it gapped up. So more often than not, this one goes up after earnings. So I'm kind of favoring calls on this one. But obviously, what you guys should do for earnings is, try to day trade it before the actual earnings play, make some money before earnings, and then, you can hold shares for essentially free or, you know, you've already made some profit. So if you choose the wrong side, you know, uh, you don't lose too much there, or play both sides if you think the move is going to be big enough. Catch some of the implied volatility that causes the options price to spike, right? You can play both sides. Um, so that's what I would advise there. But I like this one bullish in the short term, and obviously bearish if it goes under this 236 level. All right, so let's go over end phase. Um, so I got this question here. Do you believe good earnings on Nvidia and Tesla could help QQQ even though they're only about 9 to 10% of it? Yeah, for sure. I think it could help, but it's not till next week. So um, right now we're just in that tightening range, and we gotta wait to see what happens with Facebook and Google first. All right. So let's see. ENPH. So this was an energy play from last year, I think, is when it was really, really booming. So yeah, it took off last year from all the way down from COVID low was about, let's see, what level was that? 2149 all the way to like almost 300. So like a huge return on this one. And we have this major trend line that it followed and it recently broke it. And now, as you can see here on the daily, we're bouncing to the upside here. All right, so this is on a bullish trend right now. So it got totally dumped and then found a bottom here, double bottom, and now it's on an uptrend, right? All right, so let's zoom into today. It looks like it broke over that level today and it got rejected. So let's see what happened there. So the last level there that it had to get over was, all right, 144 pretty much. 144 and we're on the 1 hour. So if tomorrow you can play puts under 139.54, but I'm thinking this is gonna hold, maybe hold this level, bounce, and then maybe continue to the upside. But if it doesn't, you can play puts on this one. Um, but it's looking bearish overall. I mean bullish. Sorry, bullish overall. Bullish uptrend, right? Had a double bottom and it's continuing up. It broke up and got dumped towards the end of the whole day today, pretty much. But it still hasn't broken the 1 hour uptrend that it had, right? So there's that low of the 1 hour, and then the last low was down here. So it just needs to stay over 139.50, and it can continue upward. So I'm bullish on this one, guys. Maybe try to catch calls here at 139.50. If you get stopped out, then oh well, you just gotta honor your stop on this one. So that's a good one for calls right before earnings. Let's see what else. We have Spirit, Spirit Airlines. You guys like flying Spirit? I know I don't. I like the cheap prices though. All right, so let's see what's up with this one. So this one had a wedge pattern that I marked here. It broke down from it, and then we got that news that they're merging with Frontier. So this gapped up, and actually I don't really know any of the details, to be honest, with what that deal was, how much the deal was for, and what the share price is valued at. But we'll just go off the chart for now. There was a resistance here that it failed. It broke, but it failed. Didn't stay above it. So you can play that level tomorrow if you wanted to. Obviously, if it can't get over that level, then you can play puts, and there's a huge gap to fill down here all the way to 20, 22, 21. So this one might be a good one for puts. And then calls, I'm not too sure on calls on this one. Let's see the daily again. Yeah. So this one, not too sure. Couldn't break over that 25.50 level. So if it can't break it again tomorrow, definitely puts on this one right before earnings. And then for earnings, I wouldn't swing it, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't really like that one for earnings. What else was I gonna go over? I think Neo was another one that I was looking at for tomorrow or this week. Not too sure how it's gonna play out. So this is kind of trying to bounce on the daily. So we had this gap down here. So I think this was from the Tesla earnings. When Tesla had earnings, this gap down as well. Or actually, I don't really know why this one gapped down. But in any case, we're on a 1 hour, 1 day chart trying to confirm an uptrend. So it needs to get over that level right there. And that level is 25.23. So if it can get over 25.23, then it'll get up to this 26-ish level and hopefully gap fill territory. So this is one that I'm looking at for sure. Uh, Overall on the daily chart. So let's zoom in and look at a little bit more levels here. So this one again, guys, this is going to depend on QQQ probably, Tesla. You see all this chop, 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 chop. So the 1 hour isn't able to, you know, convincingly go anywhere, right? So we've got like, you know, broke the 1 hour there. It's just chopping around. Like this is not clear at all, right? Um, so for this one, this one's just gonna chop around, guys. To be honest, it looks like uh, chop around until um, QQQ can, pick a side. Either we're going up with the bulls or down with the bears. Let's see if we can draw some kind of maybe a wedge pattern. Watch out for this wedge. Maybe if we break above it, then there's still resistance up here anyway. And if we break down, so I guess play off of these levels from today. These levels would be 24.77. Maybe a good place to buy puts, or if it breaks over, obviously calls. And then probably a good place to buy some calls would be down here at 23.89. So maybe the closer levels, right? Sorry. So these levels right here, right? So these two, if it hits this level up here, um, maybe buy some puts and set your stop loss at that last high up here, right? Stop loss up there. All right. So I think this one will break this pattern, either down or up. Obviously, I don't really know. So calls maybe at 23.89. You can play with the stop down here, and then puts here with the stop up here, right? Those would be two plays that I could recommend on this one, whichever way you're going. But I think I'm favoring the bullish side, so I would look to buy those calls around 23, whatever level I said, 23.89. So that's what I'm looking at on Neo. 23.89 for calls, and set your stop over here at 23.50. So you got 30 cents and then 30 cents of risk, right? For calls, and then you have 27, so like $3. There's like a 10 to 1, you know, 10 to 1 reward on that one. So that's one thing I can recommend there. What else did I want to go over? Let's take a look at Apple. All right, so I was looking at an inverse head and shoulder. Maybe I gotta zoom out. Maybe on the 1 day. I think I see it there. Okay, so yeah, this is like the opposite of what was going down up here. So it kind of looks like a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder, but I'm not too sure. So we got a shoulder there, the head, and then another shoulder in this area that could come down to the 170s still, right? It can still be the other shoulder over here if this comes down to here and then bounces. But I haven't really looked at Apple today or this week. So let's see. So yeah, this is on a 1 hour downtrend. All right, it failed to break this level, so now it's going down, as you can see there. And it's still on a downtrend. So if it can't get over tomorrow, where is this? If it can't get over this level here, 173, then you can expect it to continue downward here, right? If it tomorrow, if it goes up, can't get over that, then I would expect it to come down here to either 170 or like 169-ish level. And then on the other hand, we might be shaping up. So what is this on the daily? Yeah, we can still be shaping up this daily bounce either way. Um, Shaping up this daily bounce to try to get over 176. But first things first, the the 1 hour needs um, to change directions because right now it's going bearish. It's in a bearish direction. So this would need to, shape up tomorrow, get over this 173 level, and then do another 1 hour, 1 hour higher low, and shape up to the upside first. All right. Does anyone have? Yeah, Apple looks ugly, a little ugly. It's kind of chopping around this level, pretty much 170 to 175, 176 level. So it's kind of just chopping around with QQQ. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Oh, another one that I was looking at, hold on. I was looking at Disney. Disney is also looking bullish, and it has earnings on Thursday. Let's see. So this one actually, guys, this one actually looks exactly the same as as Tesla. If you guys can see this, I mentioned Tesla earlier, so pretty much this triangle pattern is just tightening up here, and I'm guessing it's gonna tighten up till the earnings, and then pick a side, up or down, based on whatever the earnings is. So not too sure on this one. It's just gonna chop around, but I personally bought some long-term calls for this one. I think June 140 calls, so we'll see how that goes. Probably gonna hold those through earnings just to see what happens. What else? So there's another one that was interested in CGC for earnings. So this one has been on a downtrend. This is a marijuana uh, stock company, and I don't really know their business too much, but let's see. Previously, I did have a earnings where we had some bullish action there in November, and it's shaping up. So we had this huge like dump from, what is this, 56.50. So it's been dumping for like months and months, right? Since the beginning of last year, I think. And now it caught a little uptrend here. If you guys can see, this is the first time in a long time that it has, changed the trend on the daily, and it's continuing to try to change, continuing the trend up on the daily. But today we got this little bearish candle there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Uh, let's zoom in. So yeah, it's kind of, it hasn't really lost the 1 hour, so hasn't lost the 1 hour here. So this, keep an eye on this one tomorrow for potential. Oh no, I did lose the 1 hour, sorry. So the 1 hour was there and it lost it. So now we're on a 1 hour downtrend. Um, and tomorrow if we confirm it, then it'll probably keep going down. In my opinion, if it comes down and then, gonna have lower highs there on this one. So not too sure on this one. It looked bullish initially when I pulled it up, but zooming into the 1 hour, it's on a 1 hour downtrend, and then even more. So you got this larger 1 hour downtrend there. Um, yeah, so not too sure on this one. This one might be going down before earnings. Earnings is on Wednesday before the open, so just keep an eye on this one. Oh, cup and handle on what? On CGC or this this cup and handle? I don't know. Could be. could be a cup and handle. I'm not too sure. In either case, it is on a 1 hour downtrend. Let's see. But if it can get over uh, this level here, 831, then maybe it can shape up and try to go back up. But for now, it needs to regain the yeah, it kind of does look like a cup and handle on the 1 day chart. Yeah, could be. So yeah, if it gets over 830, then that will be bullish. So I'll put a little alert here just in case it does want to get over there. And this one is one that it's kind of seasonal. I would say whenever there's like a legislation that's gonna pass, like in November, it tends to go up. So we're obviously not in November, so who knows? You see here, right around November, started going up. Let's go back here. Here's November, went up, right? You guys can see that November shot up. November here, shot all the way up. So this one's kind of seasonal, so I don't know really what's gonna happen with that one, but it needs to get over that 830 level before it can go anywhere. All right, what else do I have? So I got one that's a little under the radar. Probably one that you guys have not heard of, that I traded back here. Caught this little break here at 470 and it rode it up all the way to what was this, like 10? Oh, no, I didn't catch that one. Sorry. I'm lying, guys. Sorry. I caught this one here, 650 all the way to like $10. So this one was a good one for some calls. And what this company does is like a pharmaceutical company, and they have like a treatment that's, you know, for cancer that's like in the phase 3 of the FDA or whatnot. And it can also, I don't know if the cancer one, but they have something that can treat COVID potentially that's in like phase 3. So this one's also looks like the CGC. You know, it's shaping up a little uptrend. So if it can get over, and the reason I mentioned this one is I think it has earnings. Does it have earnings? This one has earnings. I can't even see it anymore. February 9th. So what day is that? 7, 8, 9, Wednesday. So it has earnings Wednesday, and it's on this nice little uptrend. Um, so if it can get over this level here, 558, then it can continue this 1 day uptrend. And like a lot of stocks, it didn't pull back too much after hours. And for this one, guys, you're gonna wanna look at, if you guys are interested in this one, what I would do with this one is probably play some like far out calls maybe, or even the stock. Stock's pretty cheap, $5. Um, and it's like a former runner, so it can run at any time if there's news of that treatment they have going through the FDA. But yeah, read up on this one. And what you would like to look at for this one is XBI. XBI is the like the biotech ETF that I look at. So as you can see, it's following the same pattern here. Uh, so anything over 95, this one's trying to shape up a bounce here. Also got beat up, and it's kind of holding like a long-term support line kind of. So that's what I'm looking at for earnings. And tomorrow, guys, pretty much that's all I got for you guys. I might end up playing that Veru VERU, kind of small, because that's all it would take for to make some good gains on that one if it did, explode at some point. But obviously, if it breaks this pattern bearish, then I would be out in a heartbeat because you know, I don't have any uh, allegiance to that stock or anything. Um, so that's what I'm looking at tomorrow, guys. We're looking to break out of that range on QQQ, and we're gonna need Facebook and Google to shape up for that. So keep an eye out for that. This range here between 354 and 361. We need to break out of that range tomorrow or soon. So we're gonna look at Google and Facebook for some clues as to which direction we're going on that. And that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and leave me a like on the YouTube or in Discord, and see you guys tomorrow or on Wednesday. All right, guys.